Buddy. It's another evening of the Rotterdam Live Coders community. Yay! We're doing this as a formality for the stream, but tonight we have a bunch of awesome talks and we intend to have another live jam tonight after those talks. We've got Nicky Scheijen talking about something awesome that happened in Lyon recently. Dan Ray will be in shortly to talk about this recording project he's doing. Oh yeah, that's cool. We don't have Rick talking about Hydra, because we have Rafaela talking about something that's going to happen at North Sea Jazz. Woo! And who am I forgetting now? Oh, we have Ricardo Santalucia here. We'll talk about some stuff in Maxmsp. So let me not keep the vibe from stopping and hand over. Please do. Oh shit, we should. Does anybody have any announcements? We can hand it to Timo.
Yes. Now I have the microphone already. Fair enough. Okay, I'll do a meta announcement, and then you can do a more detailed announcement if you want. The announcement is that this coming weekend there is a live coding weekend in Utrecht at Creative Coding Utrecht, where Nicky will give a workshop, Hydra, on Saturday and Sunday, and Wilbert, who's not here, will give a workshop on Mercury. So you get a workshop on visuals and a workshop on sound. The idea is that you do both on Saturday, basics, and then on Sunday a more in-depth workshop in the platform of your choosing. And on Saturday evening we'll also have a from scratch session. So if you want to join, some people already said they were going to join, then feel free to come and from scratch in 9 minutes. Do you want to add anything?
I don't know, did you already mention that Wilbert will be doing Mercury? Yes. Yeah. So on the Hydra workshop, it's the Saturday is for beginners, completely from the start. And I think you can also buy separate tickets if you have some experience already to only come on Sunday. And on Sunday, I'm going to focus more in Hydra on how to use external libraries and add some other JavaScript in there to make it a bit more exciting. So yeah, I think that's it. Info on the website. And also, everyone here familiar with live coding? Anyone who doesn't know what live coding is? Oh, good. Nice. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, should we do some introductions or get right into it? I think maybe we can start. Let's go.
Okay. So thank you for having me tonight. I will share something I'm working on. It's not per se directly related to live coding, but it shares some ideas. And I'm also curious of what kind of overlapping there are between approaches based on timelines, which basically is drawing lines to make a parameter behave in a quite specific way, compared to when you're generating variation. Usually for me, it's with MIDI controller. So I tend to map my instrument and then play live with the fine-tuning of parameters and finding the sweet spot and mapping the way I move the dial so that different portion of the dial cause different distribution of parameters. And so let's see. Today I brought with me two patches, one visual and one sound. And I have a timeline I've been trying to put together with Max. Why? Why the hell a timeline? Why the need to have such a structured time? In my case, because I use live approaches to compose images and sound, but then I also try to make animation, and it's a moment where I try to wrap together things that happen live into a more structured composition. So I try to find ways where I can record what I'm doing live, or where I can record the movement of the parameters so I can play them back. I've been trying to code my own render engine with Max. I could make a short movie with that, animation film. I will show you like 1 minute about it, so you get an idea of what I'm talking about. Let's see if I have sound. Should be very soft. Yeah. Yeah. Very soft. Yeah. Okay, I'm fading out. And so this is an example where writing patches in Max, I was playing with MIDI controllers to experiment with the 7 color spheres. And then I reached the point where I wanted to write an automation, write a 3 minutes animation with, okay, there's only one circle in the center. Then it opens and it enables generative movements. So it's not that everything is scripted with precise automation, but automation are enabling more process or automated process to take over. And I felt some struggles with using Ableton to do this, because I'm trying not to use Ableton, basically, and use Reaper and use Max. So to have Ableton and have such a powerful tool just to write automation, it felt somehow limiting, or more than limiting, a waste of energy, because it can do so much. Why I need that tool? It requires too much for me. Then I tried with Reaper, communicating OSC parameters to my max patch, but I realized that the frequency, the pole rate with which the parameter send the change of data cannot be locked to frames. So I had the problem that if I write my automation in Reaper, actually I don't have a proper automation line getting out of Reaper to Max. And so recently, because this is just years of me trying to find a way to write these lines in a more independent way, lately I've been trying to patch together a timeline in Max with all the possible doubts of can I do it, or is it gonna really work out? And you know, what is nice with Max is you can prototype. So I try to use the tools, the objects that are already there and can behave as a timeline. Indeed, Max has an object that very much works as a timeline. It's the object called function. Hello there. Beautiful. You can click, and there you go. you have a timeline. But this timeline, it's okay, especially if you want to do, for example, ADSR envelope. So you have a sound, you want that every time there is a trigger, you may activate the timeline, this function object, and you generate an envelope that modulates, who knows, the filter, what you want. But the moment I want to write a longer version of this and say that later on I want to go to a precise frame and change something there, because after weeks of being more playful and experimenting, I reach a point of, actually I want at that moment that thing to happen. Other moments not. Maybe it's a more open process. But in my own practice, I tend to have some cue points or markers where I want a certain state to be precise, let's say. So here I patched together this timeline where I can scrub, for example, and I can click on a point, it becomes highlighted, and in a way I can change the frame where it's located, so I can make frame precised automation and change its value, which already in Reaper and Ableton you have to right click and then click edit parameter and then type in the value. So also already this step of having to click every time to get to the value of the point and the position of it, it's already something that often timelines assumes you can just drag the mouse. But I want to type it right. So having the two parameters there, the frame and the value, for me, it's also something I would love from my timeline. Then this is just hard-coded. It's not such a smart patch where there are abstractions and they automatically know the range of the value. It's hard-coded inside, so it's a prototype that for me works with specific patches. So I know in this patch, visual-wise, I exposed an amount of parameters, and then, for example, on the space overlap, we will see in a moment what it does. I receive memory line 1, which is this automation. So I know that this object goes from, I know because I'm going to read it, 0 to 1. And in this patch, I hard-coded that this line goes from 0 to 1. Ideally, in my dream of automations, there could be a system that scans or knows the range of the parameters, which have a name, and can populate the name here, and also adjust the range. And the range I can select here also. But let's see a moment how it works. I'm gonna enable, let's see what's going on. Space overlap, close. It's floating nicely, which I'm not sure why, but it's nice. Okay. I have an audio patch. I'm gonna enable, and basically it's generating 3 LFOs. Let me fix here. I'm quite sure something is broken. Generative, let's do, yes. Okay. We can send audio also. Let me check if it's going out. Okay, it should be going out. My volume. Okay. So, 3 LFO. Each of them, I am applying a kink or a wave shaping function so that they're not just a phaser that is moving, but actually you can see them here. They get another kind of waveform. Floating. Yes. Okay. Often my patches looks like this or like this. Somehow every time the interface change a little. But here I can go to the beginning of it. And let's see. what is happening, the space overlap. And the side tangler is the second automation. Okay. And what is fun is that you can scrub. So you can also move the timeline and send as if you would have a kind of presets, and you can recall different moments. I mean, now I'm doing it with the trackpad, but I'm thinking of a musical way to use this timeline. Okay, I'm gonna turn down the volume. And close the side triangle. So this is what I wanted to share today, of having a timeline scripted in Max. And I wonder if with this community of live coder, if you use timelines, if you think of your tools as a kind of timeline, not visually like with automations, but of course the moment you write a function, you're generating a kind of series of samples with different values. So in a way, we could say, but you will tell me, that you are also having a timeline, not visual as this one. And if you would have one, would you use it? Or would you consider a way for which it can combine with your tool? And before leaving you with this question, I make it to myself. I told you a bit how I came to this point, and I share one more thing, that in my process, I imagine for live performances to being able of having parameters I can move with my MIDI controller, timelines, which eventually can be doing something that I know for 10 minutes I'm gonna make a drone, and I want some variations, and for some reason I may want something precise to happen, and I can script it in my timeline. And another level, of course, could be that of using code to generate pattern variation. So this is something for me I'm not experienced with, and coming here I'm also curious about your practice as a live coder. Like, if I have a timeline, okay, it's written there. If I have a preset, I click a button, everything changes. And for me, that's also not ideal. When I'm doing live performance, I don't have 10 hands and I'm doing like, whoa, now I change everything to another stage. I slowly change things. So I'm also curious, but this is a bit of a sidetrack which comes together with these notions, how live coding could enter the domain of Max. In my case, I use this interface. So how it could be that I write an expression that is going to automate this single parameter, changing in a series of state, but not changing the overall parameters of the whole patch, and having the timeline. So 3 levels I'm trying to move forward: the MIDI controller, the automation, and the generation of patterns to single parameters through functions. But again, my question for you is about automation and timelines. Do you see them in your practice? Do you tell me what you think. This was what I wanted to share.
Give me a second. Thank you.
Yeah.
The mic is open for questions or answers, I mean.
Answers, yes.
Or questions.
Questions or answers. Maybe anyone has an answer for Ricardo's question right now? Okay, there's an answer.
Hello. First of all, thank you for showing it to us. I think the UI looks really cool in a way. It's very minimalistic. It's not super clear immediately what it is about. But I'm wondering also if you built these elements by yourself, or if you used some library which gave you this presets. But as for the answer to the timeline question, I think it, of course, you can use a lot of timelines in cases where you have stuff happening over time, like in animation or like in sounds, which is, I guess, what this is all about. But I want to make a keyframe animation editor for like drawing app I'm making, and that is a timeline. I'm working on it bit by bit. But to make it work, like the real-time nature of a timeline assumes that you need to execute stuff really frequently. So like, and if you do visual stuff, you want to have a high FPS. If you do audio stuff, you want to have low latency and stuff like that. So I think that's one challenge that comes with it in general. But yeah, I'm not sure if there's any specific parts of timelines that you were curious about, how others see it and use them and stuff.
Oh, that's great. You're also researching this. What is your name?
My name is Arshak.
Arshai. Yeah. Okay, nice to meet you.
Likewise, thank you.
And it would be cool to see what you're working on. And I also thought if Max is the place where to go to make this timeline. And of course, for me, it's a starting point because I know this software, so I can prototype it here. But it's true, I also think it could be that there is a timeline not really embedded in a software per se. I'm not sure if this is what you were saying, but I had to think about this.
Yeah, I was primarily thinking about software timelines.
Right.
Like actually storing data on a timeline and stuff like that.
Because every software has its own, Unreal, Touch Designer, Max. I tried a bunch of them. Not always things are how you want. Of course, there's a design behind, and that's fine. But having a perhaps open source, I really think of that, but an open source timeline that can share via OC or maybe other protocols, because as you say, that there are issues with the frame.
Yeah, I guess it really depends on where you want to use the timeline, because by itself it doesn't necessarily represent much. You need to put some access to it, like you can arrange animation frames on it and they interpolate between them. Or here you're using them for automation, from what I understand, of also parameters. So also interpolating between them.
Right, and here what is happening, I think I deleted it, but this object is printing out a series of a list where it's saying for all the frames of the timeline, which in this case it's 700 and something, it dumps out for each frame the value that this precise line has in time. So it becomes also handy because you don't really need to compute it every time. You just have a list.
Do you compute it once and then play it?
You bake it and then you can play it. In this moment, I'm baking it real time because this object does it. So I can tell it, go to that time, and it brings out a value. And because I'm in Max, I'm okay with that. But if it will be a timeline detached from Max, I assume it will be the best that it can print or store in a kind of text file all the values. And then from the software you're using, you can just read back, but not even do interpolation, especially if you have many parameters that will be more expensive. In my case, it varies, but I think also a few parameters is not going to be so intensive. But logically wise, I think it makes sense to have, if it's a tool outside the software you're using, for it to print and generate something easy to be read from the tool you're using, be it Touch Designer, be another thing.
When you mention baking, do you bake just the parameter values or the audio itself with these parameter values?
As far as I used this, let me think the other projects, because I was baking not the audio.
Okay, yeah.
And I was generating in another project where I used the Ableton timeline. That was the thing. It was hard to sync, to have a hard sync. So I would how you say, write all the data generated from the automation in Ableton in a call, in a text file. But then the moment I wanted to change something, I needed to go in Ableton, go in that moment, play it back, re-record it. It was just a hell of a job. So also, it is very necessary to have something where you can easily rewrite parts of it and not going through. Now for a change of 20 numbers, I have to wait. Not just wait, but go in a place, click, 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 click. It's too much.
I think it's very natural that when tools try to do that much, it obviously they don't end up doing certain things very well. Definitely not the best way. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, cool. We talk more later. Yes. Nice. Yes.
That was super informative, but are there any other insights and questions?
I mean, it's not really a question, but I was, I can relate to what you were saying. Like, I am working on a performance. I'm changing parameters live, and then at some point I want to fix it in time. I had that also with live coding. Like, how do I fix my live coded piece into a song at some point, right? Which kind of is a similar aspect, I think. And so I also went on this journey of creating a timeline, but with code. So it moves through time and then it executes code at specific point, which is interesting. But in the end, I rarely use it actually, because I prefer to actually live code the piece. And then even if I'm just at home, I just do everything live and then I perform it and then I record that. And then that's the final piece basically. But I do, I mean, yes, of course, in my live performance, I also have timelines. They're not visually, they're more code-based. I think what I find very valuable is when you can have timelines that are not running at the same moment in time. So one goes faster than the other, or one goes shorter or longer. So you can get, but maybe it's more interesting for musical aspects and for more this generative art where you're not sure what's going to happen if one timeline is at a different point than the other, and then things start to moving out of phase, and then you see or you hear new things come up based on that. So that's what I find interesting to do. So basically, yeah, make one function shorter than the other, and then see what happens. For example, that's something interesting. And I was wondering if you looked at the Ossia score application. Okay. Because it is an OSC application that is like a separate timeline designed to control anything else, but not do anything on its own besides sending out MIDI or.
Right.
But you've looked at it, okay? So that's good.
Yeah. To share on that, Ossia, I tried it, and I noticed that, for example, when you want to write, you want to draw an envelope. Then you're quite stuck with a window with that one envelope, and it's very hard to compare more envelopes or have an overview of how you're drawing things together. It becomes very convoluted because this kind of openness, which is cool, that they give to say, at that moment, another timeline. So your timeline is made of timelines. It's a meta timeline. It's great. But at the same time, it makes a kind of space quite labyrinthic, where, for example, when you say different size of the functions, for that specific, or not specific, but for that case, for example, when I was showing the LFOs there, I find it interesting when you use code to generate this kind of variable speed modulated sources. And it becomes interesting if your timeline can visualize that, because it could give you a kind of feedback of what you're doing beyond just the LFO, as we were seeing both in the patch and in the renderer. But somehow, yeah, there's this discrepancy overlapping. The timeline is multilinear. Is it a meta timeline? What it can be? And since I love to patch software, then it becomes like, oh, yeah, nice, but that's not exactly what I'm looking for. So continuing the task, the quest. Yeah, but
When you mentioned like having it at different offsets, that's also how like parallax works in visuals. So they do this already. Yeah, yeah, and you get this 3D feeling. So now you can do it with audio somehow.
So that's parallax in sound, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe you
Cool.
can do it with like the panning. That's what you use.
Yeah.
I got another question, but I'm going to keep it because we also want to do a jam.
Great.
Thanks, son.
Thank you. Thank you a lot
Ricardo.
for listening. Cheers.
I'm going to get back to you, though. I'm going to hand it over to Nikki, who will regale, right? It's you now, right? Yeah?
Unless someone else is in a rush.
Anybody in a rush? Dan, you need to go somewhere? No? We're good, right? Cool.
Maybe you turn on my screen for a second. Yep. I want to navigate to my album without showing up.
Oh, while we're hassling a little.
You heard my question?
So,
She's on.
yes,
Yeah, but I asked for a second to turn it off. So I could-
Okay. Ah, sorry.
you go.
I
Also
misunderstood.
second screen, maybe?
Huh?
I thought you wanted to be on.
Nothing
Sorry, I
crazy,
got it
but
wrong.
it's, you know, you never know, right? You never
What
know.
happened? Yeah. Sorry. I got it. I understood that you actually wanted to show the.
I will
your,
show.
your
yeah.
trajectory. No, but also
Can you
the
also
transition.
It's just
turn the
syncing
mic to you?
still, I think.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
You go. Yeah. I'll do it.
Okay, we go to this.
Yeah, but it doesn't go any further. That's so far as far as we can do this. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. This is you.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes.
Nice. Is this?
Yeah.
Yes,
Is this on? Is this on?
Hello, 1, 2, 3.
It's too far.
This is on.
It is?
Too far.
No, it's too far. Okay. I can come closer to you.
It's good.
All right.
Yeah. I'll give you more volume.
Is this on?
All right. Hello, everyone. I wasn't here for the last meetup, so I'm happy to be here again. And I wanted to do a short, just sharing about how the Algorave in Lyon was. Because I think it's important to, see some picture and maybe know about the stream. Because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, it's probably one or maybe if not the biggest Algorave of Europe. And it was really fun. It's in Lyon in France. It's organized by Remy and Raphael, who are also part of the Cookie Collective. And they organized the Algorave this year on the 2nd of May at Ground Zero, which is a really cool venue. And you can see here in this bit blurry picture the lineup. It had over 40 artists, including Timo, who is here, and me, but also Wilbert and Lina, who you might know. And there was also, let's see, was there other people that are around here? Yeah. Yeah, maybe Agathe, someone knows from Belgium. But yeah, it was... they're from Strasbourg. Yeah, but yeah, it was a really cool, extensive lineup, and I just wanted to share a bit about the setup, go really quickly through the stream to just see what was going on. So let's see. So the really cool poster is made by Adel Faure. I'm not good with French, but he's a really cool artist who makes some open source ASCII art, pixel art tools. Wait. Maybe I can quickly... Yeah, I have it open somewhere. He makes these really cool tools. You can check it out online, and he did some cool visuals as well. I just found this public collection. Yes, of Adele, right? Yeah, I will paste it later. And yeah, so there was more than 40 artists, but there was even more CRT TVs because France also has a really cool, extensive analog video community where people like Remy, but also maybe some people have heard of Syntony and She-Glitcher made some really cool analog video art. And of course, this was some visuals by Adele. And it was just 12 hours long of live coding, algoraving. I will just, if someone sees something interesting, let me know. I'm just sharing some...
Everything is interesting.
Of course it is. Did you watch the live stream?
Some parts of it, yeah.
Nice, yeah. I think there was some technical issues on the projection first, but I think the live stream was fine, which is nice. I think it was 45. Yeah, so there was... okay, so analog video nerd in me, I will... wait, actually, I will airdrop myself this diagram. Oh, wait, no, I think I have it. No. So I will show you how the setup was done. It was really crazy. Give me 1 second to find this. It will be worth it, I promise. Wait, maybe I have it in here. Like, I didn't, like, the album didn't sync, so we'll just go through it. So here we were setting up the TVs. So this is Kamtar, Camille, and Den, who also helped with the build-up. And Camille is a cool analog video artist. I think he's based in Lyon as well. He made the plan of this whole setup. He's a really crazy guy, what he came up with. Oh, this is already the... Okay, then I really have to show it through here. Oh, here it is, okay. I will airdrop it to myself so you can see it. Okay, so this is the setup we built. It's a really nice one. So by using 2 PCs, using NDI, network video, we were able to have 4 and 5 outputs from both of the PCs, converting that to analog signal, being able to make a 3x3 matrix of the video, then daisy chaining it to the second one. And because of that, being able to show like one image on 9 TVs at once, like you, let's see, go back here. So this is one image. Maybe there's some better. Because with the refresh rate, it's a bit hard to take a proper video or picture of the screens. Yeah, I think here you can see it a bit better, how the screens are connected, which is not as easy as you might think, unfortunately, because it looks really cool. And yeah, the whole live stream is on the Yoda Room YouTube. And it's split up in 2 parts, I think, because, yeah, this is the, oh, sorry. This is the second part, because at some point I think it failed, but I mean, 12-hour live stream, what can you do? I really want to quickly skip through some parts just to do some shout-outs, because then you can check it out yourself. I will just mute it here, or, yeah, it's nice to hear something. Yeah, it would be nice. Is there the cable here?
Right here.
Just through my laptop, it's not so nice. I just also want to mention that this is a very DIY event that was put a lot of passion and effort in by all the artists and organizers and volunteers involved, and it's really inspiring to see all those people come together. So it started out with a performance by Rafael Bastide. He is also known for his graphic design and his Velveteen open source font, like a typeface library that he has online. Sorry?
That's amazing.
And so I will also put that link, of course. I think it's nice because there is a lot of cool people who build a lot of cool things here. And he works a lot with CSS as well. CSS live coding is something I've mostly seen in France, and I think it's really fun. Yeah, I will not be doing all the sounds justice. I will just be scripting through so we don't go on for too long. Let's see, I think here we can see what he's doing a bit as well. Text was in French, unfortunately, but just the visuals are so beautiful. He's a really great graphic designer, and he was using this really cool interface as well. Let's see who was next. Okay, the names are not on there yet. I'm not sure where they're from. Maybe someone knows. Really cute. Then the living pseudographics, I think, is the collaboration between Adele and Remy, but because of some technical issues, I think they skipped their sets to keep the schedule a bit running in order. So then we go to, I think this is the Karlsruhe people. Yeah. Yeah, here it is later. Yeah, Gia and Michelle. If I skip here, you can see their names as well. And some really fun stuff. Yeah. We move on to I forgot his actual name. Yeah, Nicholas. Yes, Nicholas. Yes, he made some cool music, and Symphony and Sheet Glitcher are doing these visuals on analog video using their self-built analog modules. And here we have Agathe doing the music, still with the Sheet Glitcher on visuals. She's based in, I think, nearby Antwerp, not so far away. Yeah, I think the open call is open already, so check it out if you're interested in being part of the International Conference of Live Coding 2027. Okay, I'm gonna move on. So here's Raphael, Bubo, and G-Code. So Bubo made his own new live coding tool, which is quite crazy overpowered, I would say. It has a lot of features. I still have to try it out properly, but I heard a lot of cool stories about it. And he has a lot of fun facts about French cuisine, so if you're ever meeting him, definitely ask him what to eat. Then we have Berlin icon Bruno on the music here. Is it L or IBBB? I don't know. One of two. Some cool visuals at least. Bruno did some really cool things, and I know Wilbert was really excited about this set. I think we have some cool, is this shaders? I think so, yeah, cool shit. At this point, I was already stressing about my my own set, so I didn't see this this properly. So Scooter's live stream. Some more cool stuff. Yeah, together with Lucy Cheeseman, and they're both doing music, I think. Yeah, and Kamtar is doing visuals. Polymorphic Engine is Martin from from Italy, based in Austria, and he did a really cool cool song in the end. I need to show. He did A.G. Cook and Jules from France, the rapper. Very famous rapper, most famous rapper of France, I think. Yeah, this is on the stream. Perfect mashup, I would say. Next up, I think, is me and Wilbert. So we were planning to do the ballroom beats performance with a live ballroom dancer again, but unfortunately the dancer cancelled the day before. So we just did some freestyling like live coders do, you know. And Wilbert improvised something in Mercury. And I used the depth camera together with Hydra. Great visuals.
Syrup.
And he was smoking a big ass cigar on stage, which was iconic, you know. He's an icon. It's a shame he's not here today. Let me see if I can find a part you can see, the depth map a bit better. Yeah, he organizes in Eindhoven. Do you know the date? Yeah, that's what I Nice, yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm realizing now if I go through every single performance, we will still be here in a long time, because this is like 12 o'clock and it goes on until 6 in the morning. How much more time do we have? Huh? Yeah, but you were before us, no? No, after. Yeah, but after. Yeah, of course, we will not skip that one, you know?
Yeah, that was crazy.
We
can skip more towards the end of the piece.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see a bit better. Just use the raw black and white, gray monochrome depth map and just modify it in Hydra. Had some problem where on my screen it looked way cooler because there's way better contrast on the projector, but that's the story of every visualist's life, I guess. So yeah, there we go. Damage Such, aka Lina and Timo. Live drums and guitar, right? And codes, not to forget. the visual you see in the background is actually an analog video artist who has actually a turntable on his desk, and he puts a random PCB on it and aims a camera at it and adds effects. So it's not a pre-recorded video he uses. I thought it was really, really crazy. I will quickly show while we listen to this. I think it's in my. Where is my? I will show the turntable. Yeah, there you can see the visuals for the. Oh, actually, it's almost in sync, I would say. Almost. There's so many more cool artists. Definitely go check out the stream. I will also put it in the HackMD because there is so many more cool ones, and I don't want to take too much time, so we can still have our jam. Yeah. Oh yeah, I just wanted to also share the app that I used for the depth maps. Maybe interesting. It's someone made it to use with Touch Designer because, but it uses NDI, so you can just stream it to OBS and use it as a camera input for your Hydra as well. And then I also got inspired when I saw this to make some hand tracking in Hydra as well. I can maybe show that in the jam later. It could be fun.
Is this iPhone only or also Android?
I think it's only iPhone. But yeah, I also then made this library where you can use your hand to modify values in Hydra. I mean, it's just some simple media pipe and then like mapping the values you can see in the screen. I can, yeah, I don't want to do a full presentation on it because this was just a prototype to try it out. And I still have to experiment a bit more about what you can do with it because most people use the hand tracking, they use two hands. Now I just have one hand installed, so. Yeah, maybe someone has ideas can share with me on the break. Would be fun. All right. Yeah, that's it, I guess.
Thank you.
Pretty awesome? Yeah, pretty awesome. Any questions?
Break. Oh, yeah.
No questions? All right, then we're moving on, right? Wait, I'm going to look at the list. Or should we have a break? Should we have a break? Short break? All right, 5 minutes? 10 minutes? All right. Well, let's reconvene at 8:45. Oh, it's
Choose content.
what? Oh, yeah.
We have one mic.
We have one mic, so I have to bridge the distance. But I have one on.
Yeah, super. Perfect. Thank you.
No. Tell me, Shantai.
Shatine is a piece of software made by a guy called Ben Cooper, and it's sort of a digital patch box where you can connect whatever signal stuff to whatever other signal stuff, and it has a timeline. It's like,
Yeah.
and I use it. Well, I work with a guy called Daniel Simu. You might know him maybe from the summer sessions. I don't know. Yeah, we're building this robot show, and we're using that to send signal to our bot and take signals from the bot. And there we also work with timelines and doing stuff like that to sort of get back to your thing about, hey, timelines. And I'm also super interested to see Ossia, because I didn't know that one. Might also be valuable to us.
It's a very nice software, open source, with different contributors helping to grow it. So it's still growing.
Yeah.
But thank you. I will check this one also.
Yeah, you should. And he's a really responsive guy, so you could also get in a chat with Ben Cooper about timelines and why did he do the things he did. But I think Dennis is ready, so let's give him the stage.
Yes.
Thanks, Dan.
Today I will talk about the app that I'm developing for recording my live coding sets, and also anything that you can play without DAW. So it's like DAW-less app. I will just share like a little bit of progress. I think I show it on Eindhoven meetup of Wilbert. And Johan, I think you saw it, right? So I have a little bit of adjustment based on the feedback. So the idea in general, it will not like. Okay, let me then share my whole screen. Entire screen. Okay. Yeah. So the idea of the app is just not to open DAW and not to spend a lot of time, and as it says, like. Record your music when inspiration strikes. So the problem that I experienced a lot when I was live coding and like playing, that I always was lazy to record and always forget things to record. It was like hard to kind of you playing, you having this inspiration, you kind of in a flow, and then you just realize that, okay, if I want to play again, I need to open Ableton, set up all recordings, set up all these 16 channels. And I wanted to make something that helps me to not lose this spike of inspiration. And it was like accidentally, maybe I have this idea like in mind, and then I was working with another person who was also a musician, and also he has a agency in UK, and we kind of collaborated with him, and he built this simple app for himself. But then I decided like, okay, let me take over on it, and we agreed to continue work together on it. So this was like a first initial version. You can always download it if you have macOS now. It will be also on iOS a little bit later, but now it's only macOS app. And it's called tapelet.com. And the idea that you can choose input device that you want, like any microphone, audio interface, anything. And then you can get input from this, and you can output in any device you want. Maybe, do you have, can I have some input to try if it would work? Yes. Oh, it's output, exactly. So, let me try. Okay, so let's see if it's, let me close, okay. It's still under development, external headphones. So, so now I don't have any DAW open, right? And I can do some cool things like, some cool things like I can play, and then I can monitor, and Oh. Yeah. I think I just... So you see, I kind of like a little bit not adjust volume for now, like a lot of things. Just keep it. Can maybe do like this here. So and now like I'm playing through Strudel. I sending it to channel 4, 5, and 6, and yeah, now I can start just recording this thing. And it will recording this all channels because I armed them, but now I can also start playing other channels, and then it will be starting recording this channel. For some reason, maybe let me try this one. At least we heard that it's playing. Yeah, oh, you see, it's like a second channel. So now we have a 3-4 playing as well. And for instance, now we're sending this. Is it called Orbit? But it's like a combination of 2 channels. So if I send to 6, it should be, let's 5. It should be 10 and 11. Now it, oops, didn't have time. But now I think it should start playing. Oh, you see, and now it's 9 and 10 playing as well here. So, and like it's recording everything. And yeah, so, and then I can continue playing and enjoy and don't think that it's like how it's recorded, like what's going on, and just playing what I want. So yeah, and I'm jamming for, I tried to jam like for 1 hour and it still worked, and it was really nice to see that it's saved. And so once I done, I just yeah, stop, and it's saving. And the funny thing is that I can open my folder, and then there is all these channels recorded separately, and I think I can quickly export it, yes, and then yeah, I need to still play with volume, but yeah, this is just quick recording, and now I can just a little bit adjust it. In the app itself as well. Nice bass here. So I can use this buff and I can like put it in a DAW if I want to continue editing and cut it for release, for instance. I'm just waiting for the drop to see if it would work. Fuck it. Okay, so it was too long, you know, and yes, and also I can play back in the app itself. I think, let's try, no, something bad. Oops. Yeah, and my idea is that I can also a little bit mix it here, like pan, like just simple mixing, and yeah, like for instance, now it's playing this. Oh, it doesn't work, I think. No? Nah. Okay, so the idea is that to play this and mix it at the end, and then share, explore, and put it on your Spotify, not Spotify, like Bandcamp, and yeah, and enjoy, you know, and put your music in public, and yeah, and from the last session, I get feedback that need FXs to add FX, and I kind of like working on them, and yeah, you can add some effects, compression, reverb, EQ, and record it as a tape, like with them already. And so, yeah, if you like it for live performances to do, or for just your jamming, it would be nice. Yeah, that's it. Quick.
Thanks, Anne. That looked awesome. Anybody got questions about this? Anybody gonna use it?
Yeah, try. At least try.
I see some
Give
people
it a
nodding.
try. Yes, let's do.
I have a question and a comment. My comment is, I don't think you need effects while recording. I think you better record and then do the effects afterwards. But that's
Thank
my
you.
neurotic sound designer mind. And the question is basically, you're building your own DAW. This is a bit of a DAW. Yeah. How did this idea come to you? You mentioned.
Yeah, this idea, I think, this idea came to me and to this guy who is also, because I was always like kind of a little bit annoyed that I need to open DAW and like if I will start Ableton Live Suite, right, in my Mac, it would still take me like so much time, right?
Yeah,
then
and
it's like-
resources.
yeah, and putting all these things was really hard, and I just wanted to record. And honestly, yeah, I was realizing that I start recording much more my tracks, like for the recently.
Very
using
cool.
it.
One last question, and then I move
Yeah.
on. So you send the orbits. How does that work with the orbits? Connecting the orbits to the inputs in your recorder.
Yeah, I kind of set in Strudel, I choose a output device black hole, like output device black hole, and
It's
then
a virtual device.
yeah, virtual device, and then in the app I choosing as it input, or you can choose also if you have like any audio interface,
Yeah.
and then you can choose monitor like external headphones. It should be different, and then it choose like if I choose like MacBook Pro microphone, it will be just showing me one channel,
Yeah.
and yeah. And yes, thank you for this FX comment. I will maybe will simplify these things. Yes, it's true. That makes me sense.
Cool. Anyone else has any questions or comments? Yes, Ricardo, coming.
Thank you for sharing this. I don't know if it makes sense, my question, but for example, it happens that I forget to record. And it was great. And I would have loved to have it recorded. So do you have a way to kind of record always the last half an hour and delete it and then say, save it for me, keep it there, don't delete it?
Yeah, was like the idea. Also, I was thinking like to kind of like record it, and if it's empty, just clean up. Because now, if I'm recording, it's always recording, and for safety reasons, if it's crashed, everything would be saved. But yeah, it's possible to do. And I also thought maybe if you have like like if you have set and you know, like, okay, I'm like at 8 p.m. I will be perform. You just put a scheduler to kind of like, okay, it's 8 p.m. start recording.
Recording time.
And then you just start playing, because I forget to record all my sets, you know, all. So now I kind of trying to find a way how to not forget any more. Yeah, that was the reason.
One more question here.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to this discussion about forgetting to record your set, because I have that all the time. And what I chose to do instead was I saved the code every time I evaluate it. So my recording is a whole list of text files of all the states during the performance. So it's like it starts with one sentence and then it grows and then it changes. And then later I built a tool that plays the text files, and then I can re-record, so I can listen to the whole performance. So I have to listen half an hour or an hour because it plays back in real time. But then I can record the file anyways if I forgot to record the sound. And I mean, the downside is you have to re-listen your whole performance. The benefit is if you don't decide to use it, you only have the text files, which is not so much data compared to 16 channels, 1 hour, that's a couple gigabytes, very fast.
Yeah, it's a lot. Gigabytes, yes.
That's very cool. Let's later on the break talk more about this, because
But
it
in
used to be
Mercury,
possible
right?
in Atom actually to do this thing, to record the text. Okay, anyways.
But it's in Mercury already exists. Or Mercury.
Is this
Yes,
on the playground?
nice.
Is this on the Mercury playground when you hit record? You record audio or you record the code?
No, if I hit record, in the playground, if you hit record, you record sound. But in the version I made in Max, there's this auto logging file feature. If you click that, every time you send code, it saves it as a text file. But it's not
Nice.
in the website.
But still
So
cool,
runs local. Anyone else? Questions, comments for Dennis? Yes, Wouter.
Yes, Walter, ask question.
I'm sorry, I'm very bad at paying attention
yeah,
to
of
things,
course,
so you
sure.
might have just shown this and I didn't notice. But can I also play back the multi-track live in the tool?
Yeah, yes,
see.
of course. Yeah, if you
Yeah,
choose.
I'm
and
super bad at paying attention, I heard.
yes, and also, as about effects that I will add them as well. Yeah, Seb like mentioned that I will add effects on playback, not on recording.
Nice.
Shall we move on?
Yeah,
Yeah, let's
let's
go.
move on
Let's.
so we can get to the jam.
Yeah, Rafa, you wanna talk a little bit more? Yeah.
Let's invite Rafa to talk a little bit about that thing.
Thanks to Dennis.
And thanks to Dennis.
It's just I wanna sip it. Okay. No, I'm so. It's just myself today. Hey, how is everyone doing? So far, so good. Well, we saw so much tech, right? We saw hardware, software, people's face. Now I just want to share some initiative that I'm trying to think with you guys. I think some of you have seen this work I've been doing called Improvising You, right? A lot of people here probably. Yes, so it's for the ones who doesn't know, maybe I will just repeat. You don't know. Okay, I will repeat just shortly. It's a music performance I've been doing with a music instrument I developed called Knurl, that I invite 8 participants from the audience to control sound and light with a sensor that I developed that tracks their heart rate and their brainwave sensor. You saw it here? Okay, so I guess then we are all good on this. Yeah, so it has been it has been quite a process, as you probably all know, to develop a production and go through all these phases of funding, raising, and composing and producing, and then suddenly, phew, the waiting room starts. It's a new iteration. I've been thinking what did work, what it didn't work, and from my notes here, I collect, by the way, a lot of feedback from people that were in these performances. I'm really grateful you guys share with me your thoughts, because I can really think about them, like what did resonate to you, what did work. For the ones who are creating, this is essential. Without this, you cannot go further. And also, it becomes frustrating, because for who are you doing this? But then, yeah, so, I mean, maybe I'm making too long. One of these mistakes I wanted to address for this iteration was the fact of improvisation. The work is called Improvising You. But why the fuck I didn't took time to improvise? I'm putting myself on a fire here, because you all also know the special fact of improvisation in music. Like, it is a magical moment. That's why we talk about live coding, It's a time where mistakes are welcome. And if your background, like me, is more music composition, placing more thinking time as planned time, it's hard to get into this mindset sometimes. So I've been thinking now, I want to do something about that. I want to take more time to test and improvise. And another thing was to actually literally test more of this software I did. So during these last weeks, I've been applying for a lot of things, and I got a reply from the North Sea Roundtown Festival. That's a festival in July, probably some of you know. Yeah? It's a festival in July for jazz artists, but they are very open to, like, inviting people to experience, like, especially Rotterdam artists to get involved somehow with jazz or new music in general. So they like the idea of making some sort of a jam session with musicians. And the improvisation that I'm talking about, it's going for the process of playing, but also it's going for the process of making the technology available. I need people to test it. I need people to think about the visuals. The visuals were also designed in a way where the composition was everything was fixed, which there's no problem with that. But in order to get there, I think there's more improvisation needed. So I contacted them and I said, hey, would you like to maybe have one day in your program where we can combine some people related to technologies, improvising with the musicians that are coming here for the festival. And they were enthusiastic about it. So here's my idea. I thought maybe on the 6th of July, the 2 months, that we have a jam like this that will be a bit more high profile, a little bit to spark our nerves with very good musicians from all the regions that they welcome, often musicians from international scene, but also maybe national, that maybe can collaborate with the technology available, the LED panels, and the music, for example. Does this sound good? Maybe some people say, hey, I have an idea, maybe this is something I would like to try.
What is this exactly? What is as like music or visuals?
Yeah, the idea is to try both. Yeah, because during this performance, I had visuals programmed by another group of designers, but they are still very fixed. You know, we didn't have time to really go through the specifications of what we really want. You know, there were like 5 scenes and that's it. So I thought maybe we can open the ground now and try different things.
No, you
Keep that one.
Okay.
Who wants this?
Not yet, not yet, not yet.
Oh.
There we go.
I wanted to trash the table.
Yes. All right. Can you? It's open. Yeah.
Sorry for the cable. It's fine. You say that there is a festival and you're going to perform there and you are searching for how to experiment.
I'm searching for people who are interested to experiment with this format. So the sensors, brainwave and heart rate sensors, visuals and music. The music, probably the role can be also for the live coders, let's say, but there will be musicians on stage. So in the music part, it's collaboration. But I'm missing people for the visuals, and I'm missing people using the tech that would like to use the tech somehow in this setup.
The 6th of July.
Yes.
Do you have follow-up?
Sorry? You are not here. Ah.
Cool.
Oh, the high profile, you think? Yeah, I understand.
Does it mean high profile, like it's famous artists? Or?
No, I think, yeah, maybe I scare you saying high profile, but I think because it's part of the program, there might be quite some public. And then it's more like an official event.
Do you know where it will be already?
Sorry?
Do you know the location already?
Well, the idea was to do here, so in this setup. That's why I bring up here now.
You mean like in a two separate things. One thing is this is part of North Sea Jazz Festival, so this is like kind of like a sort of like an out of program for like more underground events related to jazz in Rotterdam. over that weekend. And then, but so just to be clear, then the idea was maybe we use that meetup this is in July, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we use the meetup in July to have this session where it's like a little bit more linked to jazz music, and then try to bring together jazz music plus your brainwave magic, and you need performers. Sorry, go ahead.
The part of jazz, it's not a rule. Like, it's really new music.
So this is not a requirement that jazz is involved in this.
It's more about bringing different music styles and genres and outcomes into a setup where technology is in between humans and musicians, or public musician, let's say.
Very cool.
Sounds awesome. Oh, sorry. But I wanted to say something the whole time. So I'm going for it. But I wanted to ask Raffaele. So you have this setup piece with the sensors and the knurl and the screens. And that's the tech. Is there anything about the tech that makes it required to work in a certain stack or certain technologies? Does it have to be Super Collider or Mercury? Or I'm not an audio coder, so I don't know. And how do the visual panels accept stuff? Can we just plug in an HDMI? How would that? Because I'm super interested in something with the visuals.
Okay, for the sound, in order to read the OSC data that the sensors are wearing, I made a Max Live patch that was running to Ableton, but can run in a Max separately. But it's completely doable to do this in other software. It's not super complicated. It's more about mapping the right OSC messages. For the light, this is more complicated, I would say, but it is literally an HDMI cable in those OLED screens. I just need to confirm first if they can be here for this event. So that's the complicated part. So it's literally, you can treat it as a screen. So they are 5 OLED panels. They're really bright. It's really cool. I don't know. It's really, you saw it. It's really nice.
Yeah, definitely. But I didn't know but what's inside? So that's
they made
that really helps me.
a whole hardware to allow to treat as a screen. And they made
nice.
also a software that you can run by running a line on terminal. But yeah, literally, this is all. I mean, the whole design that they did, it's also something you can completely replace and do your own visuals.
Super interested into that terminal app as well. Could be very, very nice. I'd love to be there.
Yeah, I was wrong. I am here.
Ah, cool.
I'm flying the day after. I would love to do some visuals, but can we get access to the raw data from the brain sensors? That would be really, really interesting to play around with.
I would love to do that because I need to also get deep on there because the guys that were helping me, they went really deep on the code while I was going deep into the production and the music. So yeah, I have the code I can share. So
yeah, so I'd definitely be interested to look at the raw signals and then do some visuals.
They did a lot of. They use some packages. I learned with them to use VS Code. Have you seen this VS Code before? Found really useful, because often when you're doing Arduino, you have to just either Arduino and then other things. But now with VS Code, you can download all the packages you need in one project. It's really easy.
Yes. Hi. Yeah, maybe we can put your contact somewhere, and maybe some people can contact you. I think that's nice. Yeah. And also was the question about this evening. How do you see this? It's you playing the whole night, and then people do visuals, or how do you?
I envision that it could be more like a jam session, that we assign pairs maybe beforehand. It could also be a raw date session where everything is assigned live. Yeah, that would be even more. But yeah, that's possible. Yeah, maybe make pairs or trios. That could be nice, depending of how many people are interested.
And I think this you already told, but then there are coming more musicians or like.
Yeah, the idea would be some sort of like warm up. Have you guys heard about this dance, Amsterdam dance event?
Oh yeah. Well,
So they have some warm-ups for dancers. Like there are dancers coming from all the world and they come to the city. So they take the opportunity they are coming to do a warm-up for the dancers. In this case, will be a warm-up for the musicians. And what a warm-up, because it's supposed to really freak their minds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Question here.
Go ahead.
I got.
You go.
And by the way, I'm sharing all these ideas as like this is more like a question. It's not like a final proposal. I'm just reading your enthusiasm and seeing if this is something feasible as well.
Okay, so I'm not a tech person myself, but I was interested in maybe taking part of the I guess experiment or the test. Can I maybe part of like tech-wise with the sensors, or do you just find people in the crowd to be part of that?
You can definitely be part of it, yeah.
Okay.
But you mean like you want to more participate as a performer, or do you want to really get involved on the coding and?
No, I don't have any background in tech, so I could definitely not do
but
that.
it can also be that you just want to be part of the process of realizing what works and what doesn't work. That's also nice.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking more on the part, I guess, of the performance.
Okay.
But
I'll keep in mind.
Okay.
I'll place you in the VIP.
Maybe say how people can reach you. So that
Yes, maybe. That's fine. I'm so public.
Maybe let's have a last question from Johan, and because otherwise we won't jump.
It's not really a question. I would love to be part of this, and I would love to do live coding while receiving OSC messages from somewhere. It's just a technical problem where they will come from, and use them and let them influence the code that I write. I find it very interesting. I'm not sure if that is what you're aiming at, but I think it is. So. Yeah.
Yes, so there is OSC message being sent by the sensors,
Yep.
and you can use and abuse as the way you want.
Yeah. You can interpret them any way you like.
Yeah, you can, for example, maybe it's good to give an idea of what I did. So in the performance, I treated the brainwave sensors. It's a number between 0 and 1, for example, as how do you say, as a range to define a note of a scale, a music scale.
Yeah. Things
and then I told them the higher the note is, the more focused you are, and if you are very distracted, your note is very low.
Yeah, cool.
But you can. I'm saying scale, but you can create anything.
Yeah. I would love to play around with that. Yeah.
Cool.
Shall we wrap for sake of?
Yeah. So if like maybe just as next step, if you guys agree, then I will talk with the people from the festival and then say, hey, they are up for it, and then I'll keep you guys posted about the whole promotion. I will be the one probably responsible for coordinating, and you are gonna be more the people who are testing and performing and having fun, right? And
right.
I'll keep you updated, and I will remember the faces and the names who are interested.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
That I forgot. So there is one more event coming up that's including live coding on the 28th of May. There's going to be the Export Ex Boymans Night Pioneers, and Dan and I will be part of that. You will see the announcement soon. And it's going to be an evening where there's tech and nightlife coming together in DJs, VJs, and also live coders. So come check it out. Maybe put my screen on the... Then it's the one I'm moving now. Oh wait, I don't have my HDMI anymore. Of course, that makes all the sense.
Where is there
Here.
one? Yeah, go for it.
It's right next to it.
Isn't that a broken one?
No. Damn it.
Here's another one.
One cable, two cable, two cables.
We also have to. We always have to have one dead cable in there.
Yes.
It's like Russian roulette.
Is it there? Loading. Yeah, the lineup announcement is going to be probably somewhere this week, but now you have sneak preview already. But let's see. Yeah, live coders. So yeah, be there. Tickets are online.
Maybe one more announcement for, we talk about the meetups in Eindhoven. They happen regularly. The next one is 26th of May. So if you're in the Eindhoven area, that's something to look forward to. All right, maybe let's wrap it up and have a couple of jams before we wrap the evening. Yeah? Cool.
Should we take a little break to rearrange and have people set up, or do we do this from the klapstoeltje? Small break.
like if you want this, then somebody has to send you the video of him or her.
Zeg maar. You have a HDMI, Timo? No.
No, I was more thinking live.
We need a HDMI for Timo.
Yeah.
Because that would be like two musicians sharing out the space or two videos.
Okay, give it. Yeah, we got it.
Here another one. Also for
yours.
yours.
And it comes.
You can do something with NDI.
It's all like a split screen.
Yeah, split screen or like mix it, like even.
Yes, I just need a mini jack.
Like, yeah.
Yes. Like, and the mini jack
You can set it up. Yeah.
is also all the way.
That's not worry now, but
Yeah. Fun. Yeah, nice.
That's one, and this is the
do you want it? Because I'm
Ricardo,
gonna make video.
you're gonna do visuals.
Video.
We need it for
Johan,
Timo now.
you're gonna do? Yes, Can you sit here?
You're doing visuals or audio?
Because we have like.
Okay. Here's a mini jack. Timo. You can also do some later.
Everybody likes the broken. Can you grab this HDMI? Put it away. Pull it away.
Yeah. This is for Timo.
Yeah.
And I
You
already
have
have
a
a
HDMI. Okay.
Oh, you also. Yeah.
Ricardo, you have a HDMI connection? Yes.
Yeah, but this one we don't use anymore.
All right.
There should be one somewhere. Or else I get another one.
I need a little bit more length on the audio cable. Okay, enough. Yep. Got it. Now some HDMI.
Don't even set the tempo, it's random. I don't know what the tempo.
Then it's on.
Okay.
Hello. For the stream. We are wrapping up here, and we thank everybody that joined us online. We are looking forward to see you again. What should I do?
Maybe the sound a bit softer and then.
This is a wrap, everybody. Thank you for coming and joining us. We'll be back next month with more live coding, creative work by wonderful people. Thanks a lot.